GoodDoctors.Health. And today I'm actually coming on the live early. I've got a lot going on with my schedule today, and I needed to move a few things around. So we are just going to go ahead and get started today. One of the things that I talk to so many people about, and this is all of these recordings and everything that I'm doing here is just to help a lot of you who want to feel better. You want more energy, you want to have more vitality, you want to know that you're doing the right things for your health. Oh, and one of the problems that so many people are running into in today's healthcare is they just a lot of individuals they just feel like they're not getting what they need from our traditional healthcare society. And I know I have people watching from all over the world, and there's different healthcare systems, in all of the different countries. You may love your healthcare system. Congratulations. That's awesome. I'm in the United States, and there's a lot of us who are just really, really unhappy with how our healthcare system is going. I mean, it's gotten kind of ridiculous where like your primary care physicians, they are on such a clock now with because of reimbursement being so low. The average visit has to be like 5 to 7 minutes. I mean, they have to get you in and out pretty quick. And let me say, we've got amazing doctors, amazing practitioners. These people want to help you. They just don't have the time. And so many of our doctors, our nurses, the people who are, in our healthcare system, they no longer like own and operate their own clinics. They used to be the way. Like you used to be able to see a doctor and that was their clinic, and they could, for the most part within those certain regulations, they could work with their patients the way they wanted to work with their patients. And that just isn't exactly how it is anymore. So many of your doctors are they're employees of a conglomerate. They're employees of a much bigger system. A lot of it is hedge fund owned systems. So you're not even dealing with it with an owner who's independent. This is all just part of a bigger conglomeration. So what happens then is there's just not a ton of autonomy. There's not a ton of ability to just do what you want to do in the best interest of the people that you're working with when you're in that particular system. And furthermore, it's gotten to the point where it's almost a lot more about liability than it is getting results. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we're having these conversations with our medical team, and they always say, do no harm first, do no harm. And while I completely agree with that, at the same time, let's try to also get something done here. Let's try to get some results. But a lot of these practitioners have been just scared to death to to make a mistake. Because like around every single corner, there's going to be, some kind of retribution if you make any mistakes or if you step outside of the standard of care. And that's one of the big things that a lot of people are running into. Like we're told over and over again. And I'm about to go to one of these courses tomorrow. I'm going to walk into this room. I'm going to spend 12 hours in this room doing all this continuing education where they're going to try to scare me to death to do just about anything for my patients. And it's just part of our curriculum of the things that we have to go through. So understand that your doctors are being brainwashed into don't step outside the standard of care. If you step outside the standard of care, you're on your own. You if you do it this way, we got your back. If you do anything else, it's up to you. And that's again, especially in traditional healthcare, especially in the world of medicine, that really is quite terrifying. So that's why so many of us practitioners have just gotten out of that system because we just don't want to. We want to treat patients the way we feel they deserve, that we deserve to be treated. I actually, my husband, who's also in healthcare, actually met with a gentleman who is one of the first cardiac concierges. And I mean, the technologies that he has in this clinic, it's on the other side of Nashville. I'm going to say it is incredible. And and that's just such a specialty that we haven't seen a lot of people who've stepped outside of the norm of the conventional. And I mean, we're just so impressed with this particular cardiologist and what he's doing and the technologies that he's bringing to our area, and making these technologies accessible and available to our patients. It's just really cool. So we're super excited that so many specialists from all over are starting to go this particular route. So just understand, if you're one of the individuals who's just not getting what you need, or something's wrong, but they keep telling you everything's normal, or you're just getting very frustrated, you're tired of all the prescriptions, you're tired of just going in and either getting another script or getting a referral to another doctor, and you're just going around and around in a circle, you're not alone. And that's one of the reasons why we've developed like the head to toe testing, because like, if the problem was easy and obvious, frankly, somebody would have figured it out already. It's not hard to find the easy and obvious problems. You can go on a Google search, and if your problems are easy and obvious, you can put it into the Google search, you can put it into AI, and it'll spit it out. And you do whatever, and you'll feel better. That's great. That's easy. But when it's not, when you've done the research, when you've tried the things, when you've done all the things, that's when we have to dig deeper. And that's when you do need somebody who just knows what they're looking for. That's whenever you have to get in touch with. There's a lot of people, a lot of the different practitioners and physicians and whatnot who have gone into concierge care. I'm a big fan of it. I really am, and I think it's incredible. The only negative for a lot of individuals is that it's just very expensive. Most of the concierge places around here, it's about $5,000 just to get started, in that, and that's just not a price point everybody is ready to be spending on. Now, if you've got some serious health concerns and health conditions, like for instance, there's a gentleman I was working with earlier this week. He has a long history of various sarcomas and cancers and heart disease. And his health history is extensive. And while he's working with me, he's also keeping his concierge physician because he just needs somebody who can stay on top of this very complex history, along with like all of the pharmaceuticals that he does need just because of this complex history. And then he's just using our services to get the more nutritional side, because the concierge doesn't really do like that piece of the work, at least not to the extent that he needs. So we're doing more of the nutritional, more of the supplementation work, while the other concierge physician is handling all pharmaceutical side of his healthcare. And it's a great combination, and it's a great team, and it's working wonderfully. So with regards to head to toe testing, the reason why we've gone into that is because, again, when the answers aren't easy and obvious, you can't just keep running the same old tests. It's going to give you the same old answers. So we just start running all at once. We run every system. So everything from your liver to your kidneys to how is your gallbladder doing to what's going on in your blood to your vitamin levels, hormone levels, thyroid levels, glucose. I mean, it goes on and on. We just go through and hit all the major systems all at once with one panel, so we can see what your body is doing. Because here's the issue that I'm running into whenever people give me their kind of piecemealed test results, is that like this test was done this week, and then this one was done 3 weeks later, and this one was maybe done 3 months later. Well, your hormones move a lot, even within a day, much less within 3 weeks. All of these different factors, you can be doing different things in between that can making these numbers move, and it's hard to get a really good, accurate picture of what's actually happening with your health when we're having to piecemeal all of these different panels and all these tests and all of this information. It's so much better we can get it all done all at once, so I can see how are your kidneys interacting with your thyroid, interacting with your glucose, interacting with your hormones. How is it all working together? as one whole person, not a whole bunch of piecemealed parts and systems that you're trying to put together a picture. So the head to toe has given us so much data to work with. And in general, we can usually find those very difficult, elusive symptoms. So, like, like, why do I feel this way? Why am I so tired? Why why can't I think straight? Why are these anxiety levels just getting worse and worse and worse in spite of all other circumstances? That's what we're using the head to toe testing. And I say this a lot, but I just mean it. You really do need to start with physiology first. So, first and foremost, we need to make sure that on a biochemical level, you have everything right. So, here's where I'm going with that is a lot of times whenever individuals have different things that they are looking at as far as like in the traditional mental health category, well, that is very, very real. But at the same time, if you're running so low on some of these key nutrients, that can have this internal distress feeling like something's wrong. It's like the oil lights coming on in the car, the various warning lights are showing up just because you're so low. It's like the gas tank. When my truck gets down to a certain point, the warning lights start going off saying, hey, you're empty. We need to get you refueled. Well, our bodies kind of do the same thing. They send off these warning signals when there's like the initial sign warning us that hey, things are going the wrong direction. The problem with that is that you don't always test positive for disease processes. So you need to know how to read labs for not normal, but for healthy values. There's a huge difference between normal and healthy. And that's what a lot of your physicians just don't have the time to recalibrate all of these different numbers to find out where you stand, especially for younger people. And I mean, as you get into you know, your 80s, your 90s, and so on, that you've been around for a minute, so there's time for things to have calibrated. But let me just tell you, for younger people, a lot of times this stuff is not going to show up. Like when you go and you get your lab results and they send you it, and it's just all black and white and bold as bad. When you're getting those numbers back and you're younger, like everything's going to look fine. That's why you need to have them recalibrated because you're not in the disease process yet. We're not, when we're trying to catch it before it goes into the disease process, we want to catch it while it's still a warning light. And that's why getting those numbers recalibrated to healthy values. And that's one of the things I'm very much in the process of putting together, more of a DIY way of if you do have all these labs. So even I see there's people here from all over there's people from all who you can you can recalibrate your own lives. You don't have to be here in the States. You can look at, okay, here's the numbers I was able to get, and here it is. Like here is what is healthy, and here's what I can do about it. I'm in the process of working through all of that right now. Just stay tuned. Um, if that's something that you are interested, I would encourage you just to subscribe to the channel so that whenever I do launch all that, you'll just get the notification, and you can get very, very cheap, easy access to just all this information and be able to just do it for yourself or do it for the people that in your family that just need to know what is going on with me and why do I feel this way, and what are the right solutions. So I'll say this too. um, in the world of like nutrition, healthcare, and diet, exercise, lifestyle, and supplements, even not many of the practitioners who do this work get to see your before and after blood work. It's kind of rare that those individuals get to see the before and after. They have like the empirical data to show, do you absorb this, yes or no? Where like that's like the only work I do. That's all that I do is see which products actually move the needle. And let me tell you, there's a lot of products that don't move the needle. I hate that. I really, really do. Somebody asked me, somebody asked me here just recently, and they said, like, is that they had this jar of something or whatever. They're like, is this a good product? Is this something that is going to help me? And I'm like, I have never used that product, so I really can't say, is it good for you or is it not good for you? Because I don't have the bio data back and forth to say, like you can look at back of a bottle of Centrum. Everything they say that is in there is in there. They're not lying. It's in there. The question is, can you absorb it? And that's always the question with any supplementation. Can you actually even absorb it? I really don't know until I see the before and after labs. So anyway, that is one of the big things. Let me just, yeah. Oh my goodness, we have people from. I do love these lives. This is something that I'm really excited to continue to evolve in my skills and all of this. I love that we are seeing people from just so all over the world. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, I am filming here from the United States and working in the United States, but this is just I have started working with more and more people internationally using the biodata that they are getting from their own doctors and their own labs and how to interpret. And it's just been such a cool thing as we've been working just all over the country. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So here is essentially over the course of the rest of this year, I'm going to be doing a lot of these lives. So if this is something that's helping you, please do just subscribe. Let me know. Please put in questions. Let me know what issues you would like to have for us to go over, and I'm going to tell you if there's anything I can do to help. I am happy to do so. It is almost the weekend here. I hope you all have a blessed, 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 blessed rest of your day.